Hello everyone, this is Don with MecSoft Support. I wanted to take a quick moment to give everyone a brief quick start video on RhinoCAM's new feature-based machining capability in RhinoCAM 2017. So let's hop right into it. Let's go ahead and we'll load RhinoCAM 2017, select the mill module, and let's open our part. And we have a part located in our QuickStart folder called Feature-Based Machining QuickStart. We'll open that. Now what we have here is a fairly prismatic 2-axis part. However, we do have one 3-axis contour, 3-axis machining feature here in the back. And we have a number of pockets, slots, holes, bosses. So we're going to show you how easy it is to perform all of the toolpath operations needed for this part directly from the feature in the part. So let's go ahead, and we've got our machining browser on the left. We'll go down here to the Features tab on the Machining Objects browser. This is where you extract the features from your part. Now, there's nothing really special about this part. It's just a 3D closed solid part that was designed in Rhino. You can do feature-based machining on any parts that Rhino can open. If you can get it into Rhino, and if it's a closed volume, whether a solid or a surface volume, it just has to be closed, and we can extract features from it. So let's go ahead and we'll go to the Features tab. We'll pick the Create Machining Features icon, and it prompts you to select a flat area. So we're going to extract the features from this top face. Right click, and as you can see, let's scroll this up a little bit. We have a number of different features that RhinoCAM recognized. So initially we've got an orientation that contains all the features and the machining orientation. And we've got a planar face feature. We've got prismatic pockets. We've got an open pocket over here, and we've got a closed pocket over here. These are 2-axis pockets. And then we got a series of slots. We have a through angular slot that cuts through the part on this side. We have a closed through slot over in the front, and a slot pocket on the back. So those are our pocketing features that we recognized. And then we also have a 3-axis pocket feature recognized on the back. Now this is an open pocket feature. It's 3-axis because it has draft on the walls, and it's got a fillet radius at the base, so you can't do that in 2-axis. So we'll use 3-axis operations on that. And then we have our boss feature here, sticking up here, that was recognized. And then we have our large hole feature in the back. And then we also have our smaller hole pattern around it. So let's go ahead and show you how easy it is to create toolpaths and machine this part directly from the features. So let's go ahead and start with our planar face. Let's drag this down a little bit so we got a little bit of room here. So we're going to go ahead and select Setup 1, and we're going to go ahead and right-click on our planar face, and we'll do a facing operation. Here's our feature. And we'll go ahead and select the 1/2-inch end mill. Now all the parameters, we're just using default parameters that we have saved with our operation defaults, and you can change those as you like in the future as you go through this quick start. And for the cut levels, now the information and the features that RhinoCAM extracted, extracts the XY perimeter of the feature, and it understands the depth of the feature. So here's the depth is the minimum depth is 0. You have to come down at least 0, and also we have a rough depth per cut of 1/4 inch. So let's go ahead and generate that. And there's our facing operation. Let's go ahead and move on down and create operations for our pockets. For this pocket, let's create another facing operation. As you can see, for feature-based machining, you don't have to select from the menus up here at the top. You just right-click on the feature and select the operation you want to perform. We'll go ahead and do a facing operation there. There's our feature. Select a tool, generate. There's our facing operation. For the closed pocket over here, we're just going to right click and pick pocketing. For the pocket feature, for the tool, we'll use a 3/8 inch flat mill for that. For our cut levels, it understands that the cut depth is a 1/2 inch, and we're going to use a rough depth per cut of a 1/4 inch, so we should have 2 levels. There's our pocket. And we'll move on down and do our slots. We'll do all of these slots at one time. They're all the same width. It's a 1/2 inch width slot. So let's go ahead and do all the slots. Pick the slotting. There's our 3 features. We'll pick our 1/2 inch end mill. And for the cut levels, you see that it needs a minimum depth of a 1/4 inch because that's our shortest depth pocket. So we got to go down at least a 1/4 inch. And we'll go ahead and pick generate. So here we've got our multiple levels to create the through slot over here, the through slot here, and 1 level to create our blind slot here. So let's keep moving on. We've got our slots made. Let's go to our 3-axis pocket in the back. We'll right click and we can select from all of our 3-axis operations. Let's do a horizontal roughing operation first. There's our feature. For this, we'll select the 3/8 inch flat mill to do the roughing. With the cut levels, everything's all set. We got clear flats selected, so we're going to clear this bottom flat area. Pick generate. There's our roughing operation. Now let's go ahead and do our finishing operation. So we'll right click on the pocket feature, 3-axis parallel finishing. There's our feature. We'll use our 1/4 inch ball mill here, and then everything else looks okay. We got a 10% step over. That's pretty good. Everything's all set. Let's generate that, and there's our nice 3-axis parallel finishing operation. Let's move on down to the boss. Over here, we'll do a 2-axis profiling operation on it. Right click on the feature, pick profiling. There's our feature. Select the tool. We'll use the 3/8 inch flat mill. Our cut levels, we got to go down a 1/4 inch, so we're going to go down in 2 passes of a 1/8 of an inch piece. And there's our profiling operation. Let's go do our holes real quick. We've got our center hole over here. Let's do a hole pocketing operation on that. Right click, pick hole pocketing. There's our feature profile. With a tool, we'll use the 1/2 inch tool. Generate. So there's our profiling operation. Let's move on down and do our drilling. We'll use a drilling operation on these through holes. Right click and pick drill. There's our cross section of the hole. For a tool, we'll go ahead and select our 1/4 inch drill. For cut parameters, we'll have it a deep drill. We'll go a step increment. Let's change that to 0.125 for a step increment. And sorting, let's sort these holes. Let's go minimum distance. And let's generate. So there's our hole drilling operation. So now, as you can see, in just a few minutes, we've created all of these operations directly from the features that are on the part. We didn't have to select any geometry. All we had to do was recognize the features and then generate toolpaths directly from those features. So let's go ahead and do a simulation. And we will do these one at a time, slow it down so you can see them all. We'll do our facing operation. Speed that up just a little bit. So there's our facing operation to clear that top face. And we'll do another facing operation on this open pocket over here. That was quick. Let's slow that down a little bit. So there's our facing operation for that pocket. Let's do our blind pocket over here. There's our pocket there. Let's do our slotting operations. You can see we got the through slot here, the through slot there, and then the blind slot here. And this was a 1/2 inch wide slot and a 1/2 inch diameter, a 1/2 inch diameter cutter. So let's go ahead and do our roughing operation for our 3-axis contour feature in the back. So there's our roughing operation for the 3-axis feature. Let's go ahead and do the finishing. Nice 3-axis operation there directly from features. Let's go ahead and do our profiling for our boss. There's our cleanup around our boss area. Let's do our hole pocketing in the back. Slow that down a little bit. Now we do our drilling. With our minimum distance sort. There we go. All of the features on this part were machined in RhinoCAM 2017 using the feature recognition and feature machining features built right into the product. If you have any questions, you can give us a call or visit us online at www.mecsoft.com for additional tutorials. Thank you.